Good morning. Welcome to Sweet Start, Monday Mornings with Becca. This is the first in an ongoing series of Monday morning sessions that I want to offer myself and you as an opportunity to just start the week off in a grounded way with some creative writing, with some guided meditation, and just some sweet time carved out for ourselves. These sessions will be about 20 to 30 minutes, and all you have to do is show up with your presence and a pen and notebook, and you can just stay in bed. You can just open your eyes on Monday morning or any morning of the week, really, since this is recorded, and treat yourself to some free writing and meditation. So sometimes the free writes will be inspired by a tarot card, sometimes by current astrology, and sometimes just by whatever random prompts I pull from my little bag of writing prompts. And if you haven't done any free writing with me or in general, I encourage you to go to my really short video that is about hot tips for free writing, because really what we're trying to do here is free up our mind, our inner editor, and just create space for deeper knowings and creativity to spill out. And that video will give you some tips. So with no further ado, I invite you to get into a meditation position, whatever that is. That could be lying down, it could be snuggled on the couch. We're not doing anything formal here. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a few deep belly breaths as you settle your body in to at least 2 degrees more of comfort than you were a second ago. With every exhale, just see if you can let your body sink more and more deeply into the surfaces supporting it. Really offering those surfaces the opportunity to hold you. Imagining that they're feeling the same delight in holding you that you feel when you hold something dear or precious, a pet or a baby or a person you love. Now I invite you to bring your awareness towards anything in this moment that offers you a sense of safety and security. Just really allowing the physical sensation of safety, of security, to be in your body and to notice how it feels, if it feels like anything. And if this is challenging for you, you might open your eyes and just look around the space you're in and see if there's anything you can rest your eyes upon that is beautiful or calming, pleasing to the senses in some way. And if you notice where in your body, how it feels in your body to be in this place of safety, offer that part of your body breath, imagining that with your breath flows light. So as you breathe, the parts of your body that feel connected and secure, they begin to illuminate. And allow that light to grow so large that it leaves the contours of your body and begins to envelop you and hold you. So now you're held in an orb of light. And just notice what that feels like. And you can offer your body any gentle movements that feel good as you ease back into this moment and place and time with me. And slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So I pulled a tarot card for us to inspire our writing, and it's going to be hard to see here. I will post a picture, and I'm also going to post a blog post about this card if you want to learn more specifically about this card. It's the Chariot card, and this is from, I have to look at I just forget the name of the deck, the Brady Tarot, that's what it's called. These are all woodcuts. They're super beautiful, and you can find more information about it on my website. But for now, that was just the inspiration. And what we're going to do is we're going to write. We're going to do 4 timed free writes today. And so if you don't have your pen and notebook with you, I recommend pausing and coming back, and then we'll get into the writing. So the first writing prompt is Rivers I Have Known. We're going to write for 4 minutes, and I want you to write the entire time about every river you have ever known, everything you've ever done in it, every swim you've swum, every river you've looked at or driven over or seen or thought about, everything about every river that you can get on the page in 4 minutes. Okay, ready, set, go. about a minute left. And if you want to wrap up your thoughts, the timer has gone off. All right, yes, the name of this free writing game is to not worry about spelling or punctuation or being articulate or even following the rules. It's just to write, and we're going to do some more. So we're going to write for another 4 minutes from the prompt, a part of me wants. A part of me wants. Ready, set, go. About 30 seconds. And if you want to wrap up your thoughts. All right. Our next prompt is another part of me is like, another part of me is like, and we'll go for 4 minutes with that one as well. Go. About a minute. And if you want to wrap that thought up. All right, our next prompt, we're going to write a little bit longer so you'll be able to go a little bit more deeply into whatever you're writing. And just want to remind you that you don't have to stick to the prompt. Part of this kind of free writing is to just let the writing take you wherever it wants to go. So I really encourage you to let it surprise you. Our last prompt we'll write for 7 minutes. And this prompt will start with the words rivers know. Rivers know. Like, what do rivers know? Okay, go for it. About a minute left. All right, it's been 7 minutes if you want to wrap up your final thoughts or sentences. I guess today is a little bit longer than 30 minutes. We're going to stick close to it, but another component of these mornings that I want to invite is sharing. I know that this is just a one-way conversation, mostly. But I think there's so much power in hearing our words read aloud. It can be really powerful to actually do it in a live group of people. But even just for me, every time I hear my words come through my voice and back into my ears, I hear them differently. And I want to invite you to do that. And so first I'm going to share. So if you want to listen to what I just wrote, stick around. And then I invite you to read yours aloud as well. And you can just pause the video. And then once you read yours aloud, then we'll do a quick closing meditation. It'll be much faster than the first one. And we'll go on with our days and weeks. So if you care to stick around to listen, I'm going to start with my rivers I have known writing. I grew up near the Mississippi, and yet don't remember seeing it as a kid. Not until I was much older, driving across country, driving over it at its headwaters in Minnesota. I must have driven over it with my grandparents when we drove to Iowa, and they must have pointed it out, but it didn't stick. I remember wading in the creek at Hoyt Park in Wisconsin, emerging with leeches on my legs every time. They grossed me out, but it never stopped me from wading in it. It was just a part of the deal, a picnic later, indelibly stamping that mucky water with summer joy. And there are the rivers up north whose names I don't know, except the Brule, which my dad told big stories about, and fantasized that one day we'd paddle it together. And then there's the Quishwe River at the Vob's home place. That's as far as I got. So another thing about these free writes is you might discover it's a whole bunch of blah, 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 but you might find one sentence or one phrase that's like, ooh, this is something that sounds really good or I want to work with more. And so I encourage you to use anything that emerges in these sessions as prompts for your own further writing or things to go more deeply into. So the next part is a part of me wants to be a badass the way I dreamed of as a teenager. The kind with ripped arms and legs and stories to tell about her adventures and long expeditions in the wilds. Is it just the stories that part wants, or does she want the experiences too? Both. A part of me wants to explore more, to get farther afield more often than I do, to climb up jagged granite ridges and drop into frigid azure pools more often. A part of me wants to practice the banjo earnestly, to learn how to pick and play melodies instead of my twangy strumming. A part of me wants to learn to play the cello, and a part of me wants to live along the Brightonbush River on Vancouver Island or in the rainy parts of the Pacific Northwest. Another part of me is like, girl, you've got it going on. You live on this huge piece of beautiful land in Southern Oregon, and can walk for miles and hours from your front door, which, BTW, is a short walk from a year-round creek that you can and do literally sit in lawn chairs in the summer, harvest nettles along in the spring, and walk above on an old fire road all winter long. That part is like, you may be badass and you're also a homebody with a great love of sleeping in and going to bed early and sitting by the fire and cooking and writing and making art and watching movies and being with beloveds, that it is so right for you to live in the rhythms you are living. You are not letting anyone down except that teenage part of you. Rivers know that life doesn't travel in a straight line, that they need to be fed consistently to thrive, that rain and snowmelt and groundwater and are their ancestors and their progeny. They know that they will always end up at the ocean. They know that they are who they are because of all the tributaries that spill into them, because of the tiny ephemeral streams that feed into them. And as they are fed, they know they feed. They know that they are the veins of our continents, that they carry the nutrients we all need to survive through them. They know that they are shaped by their environment just as it shapes them. That as they carve out a chasm or a hole, the shapes they carve inspire even more actions to deepen their influence on their flow. They know that they sometimes flood. That all the old stuff, dead stuff, dying stuff, and some living stuff on the high banks of the riverbed will sometimes be picked up by raging waters and swept down, sometimes clearing out a whole channel in a way that allows new life to thrive, sometimes filling, blocking, damming it in ways that also lets new life thrive by slowing the flow and letting it seep into the surrounding landscapes. And then the timer went off. So now I invite you to pause and read your bit aloud and maybe circle any parts that you really like or that gave you chills. Notice how your body responds to your own writing, and that's usually clues that there's something powerful to work with there. All right, welcome back. If you did indeed pause, we're just going to close our time together by closing our eyes. Just taking a few deep breaths. If it's the beginning of the day for you, just holding a vision, a sense in your body of how you want to feel moving through your day. And if it's the end of the day, you can tune in to the sensation in your body that you would like to support you as you move towards winding down. All right, my dears, have a beautiful week. I will see you next week.